Good day and welcome to this, the Evolution Sim Racing highlights package from the Red Bull Ring in the Renault Clios. Just before we get started, if you're thinking that this is far too posh to be Steve Everson, then you'd be right. 'Tis I, Lord Pendlebury. Steve is unfortunately unable to complete the highlights for this one, so I've stepped in to lend a hand. Now, unfortunately, because these highlights are the better part of 2 weeks ago, I can't seem to find a dedicated screen with the qualifying results on it. So that's probably user error on my part, but we'll use this screen instead. If you cast your eyes to the top left of the screen, that is our starting order. So in first place, 'tis I again, Lord Pendlebury, followed by Dan Slattery. Let's hope he doesn't find my rear bumper today. We then have Jamie Nicholson without an H in third place with Jeff Sharp alongside. A shout out to Axel Edwards, who got his best qualifying of the season so far in fifth with James Hurlow in the 88 car. In seventh we have Steve Everson with Travis Dorado alongside. Brian Dodd is in ninth with Anthony Tuggy Marriott in 10th. We then have Richie Bowen in 11th, and rounding out the grid we have Josh Morris in 12th. And it's lights out and away we go, and it looks like a slightly slow start there from Edwards has enabled Everson to jump ahead of him. He comes steaming up to turn one and starts sweeping through it. Looking like we're getting through there nice and tidily so far. And we've got Everson there, side by side with Dorado as they come up towards turn 2 and then up to the heavy braking zone of turn 3. Or AMS AG as it's catchily and affectionately known. There's Edwards sweeping through. Well, it looked like we were going to get a little bit of contact there between Dorado and Everson, but Race Direct says no, we don't want that. We don't want action. Oh, has made up for it with a lovely shot there, though. That's belting that. Now they come down towards turn 4. We've got Edwards up the inside of Dorado there. He's stopped that nicely, but Dorado has gone out wide. And it looks like Josh Morris has done exactly the same thing and says, anything you can do, I can do better. Got Marriott there up the inside of Richie Bowen in the 69 car. Lad. Oh, that's Dorado out wide again, firing back at Morris, suggesting that he actually can't do better. And Bowen's teammate there, Jamie Nicholson, in second place, looking to close up on Pendlebury. They come through the penultimate corner. Oh, he'll get a times one for that. Can't go out that wide. We rejoin the action here a little bit later on. We've got Nicholson still in second place, but we've got Jeff Sharp in third and Slattery in fourth. Looking like it's getting awfully tight around here. Pendlebury started to open up a little bit of a gap. And is that Sharp up the inside of Nicholson? I think it might be. Is he going to stick his nose in? He doesn't. Oh, it's all getting a bit tight here. Slattery looking up the inside, trying to follow Nicholson on that inside line, I think. They come through the penultimate corner. Oh, Slattery's slithered a bit there. The slithering Slattery. What a nickname that is for him. He'll love that. Now, has Sharp got the run on Nicholson here? Looks like he may do. Yep, definitely side by side as they run up that hill into turn 1. Pendlebury will be loving this. In fact, he was, I can confirm. And that's Nicholson out wide. Jumps back onto the track. Slattery now looking to get into those podium places. Hurlow will be back there in 5th saying keep at it. Preferably take each other out, I would imagine his sentiments are. Now is Slattery going to try and get a 2-in-1 here? Hard on the brakes. He's going for it. This is excellent racing. Oh, bit of banging doors there. Oh, on the straight, Nicholson into the barriers. What's gone on there? The old Slattery hip and shoulder, another nickname. Hurlo licking his lips as he's been allowed to get in on this action, but they've all spread out a little bit now after a good lap of racing there. This is the battle that keeps on giving. We rejoin it again about another couple of laps later. Sharp dealing with Slattery all over him like a bad suit. Ooh, a little kiss on the rear end there. Teasing Jeff as he goes round turn 4. Pendlebury looking like he's managing to maintain that gap out front, but this is where the action is. I say this is where the action is, but looks like Sharp has pulled out a couple of car lengths there on Slattery, giving himself a little bit of breathing room. Apologies if you can hear meowing in the background. I have a needy cat between my legs. He's definitely got the overlap here. Let's see how they make it through here. Oh! Jeff says, see you later, Slattery. Sticks it into the side of him. Rejoining the Sharp and Slattery battle, and they're getting into each other again there. Taking a look a little bit further back, and we've got Dodd, Morris and Bowen all getting close together. Oh, and looks like we've got number 9 of Morris getting it a little bit wrong into turn 3 there, and Bowen moves up into 10th. Back up to the front, and we've got Slattery and Team 19 Racing's Jeff Sharp still battling away for this second place. Slattery looks like he's moved to the outside here. It's a long way round coming through this corner. Jochen Rindt, as the track map reliably informs me. And has he done it? Around the penultimate 2 corners, it looks like Slattery may well have got the job done. Sharp does tuck in to get a bit of slipstream. He's definitely got a rundown into turn 1. Nicholson is hungry to pounce as well, though. Taking a look at the battle for 6th, we've got Anthony Tuggy Marriott. They're just ahead of Axel Edwards, and looks like a bit of an error there from Marriott. And Edwards sneaks up the inside. Taking a look back at the Bowen, Dodd and Morris fight. Oh, and was that Richie Bowen running wide? I think it may well have been. Oh, yep, there he is in the foreground. Something's gone wrong there. Let's go and take a look at that. So here we go, on board with Bowen. It's the brakes. Oh, something went very wrong there on the downshifts, and into the barriers he goes. Should be able to continue all okay, but that's 2 positions lost. Back we go to the never-ending battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Hurlo seems to have dropped off a little bit, but we've got Nicholson making his way up to AMS AG side by side with the Team 19 Racing. Jeff Sharp. Sharp goes in a little bit deep. Oh, and that's a lovely timed switch back from Nicholson there. Oh, Sharp gives him a good old shove there. Here we go, and we join the teammates of Dodd and Morris. Oh, Dodd's gone wide there. Surely gives Morris a chance to take the position. See how they go. Exiting turn 8, up to Jochen Rindt. Or turn 9. Morris showing his nose. They go through as Dodd swept around the outside. I think he might have done, but Morris is still there on the inside. Good racing here. Oh, that looks like good drive out of that corner. Yep, agreed, Cat. You're noisy for a co-commentator. Very noisy for a co-commentator, but they're side by side here. Bowen's definitely got the run here into the tricky braking zone of turn 4. Oh, puff of smoke from Dodd from up ahead. Oh, and oh, blimey, off he goes for the second time there, this race. That's Morris running out wide. Bowen takes that 10th place and the point that goes with it. He'll now be eyeing up the rear end of Dodd. On to the final lap at this point. We've got Marriott trying to close that gap to Edwards in 5th place. Apologies, Axel. I've missed your overtake to get back up to 5th place somewhere. But an excellent recovery drive nonetheless. And here we are down at the line for Pendlebury to take 1st place. Slattery, once he broke free of the guys behind, was closing in, but couldn't close the gap enough. Takes 2nd place. We then have Jeff Sharp and Jamie Nicholson coming in 3rd and 4th respectively. Then have a little bit of a gap to Axel Edwards, who comes across the line in a very tidy 5th place, followed by flashing his lights, Anthony Tuggy Marriott. We then have Steve Everson across the line. Apologies if I'm pronouncing your surname wrong, Steve. Not much I can do about it at this point, but do feel free to correct me the next time we talk. We then have Richie Bowen across the... Whoa, hang on a minute. That was not Richie Bowen. Oh no, I've done the full Steve here and I'm getting people mixed up. Who was that? Who came across in 8th? That was Steve. I was one ahead. I missed out Hurlo. Sorry, James. Oh, and what's this? A drag to the line. Oh. No, come back. Can't just cut away from the exciting drag to the line. Let's see if this is it. Lovely job, Lee. That's Richie Bowen and Brian Dodd. Dodd dives towards the line there, and Richie takes it. He takes 9th place, getting those 2 points. Brian Dodd comes home with 1 point. Then Josh Morris and a day to remember for... No, not a day to remember. The opposite of that. A day to forget for Travis Dorado there. Unfortunately, 3 pit stops going off of that chart there. So, not the best. But yeah, let's have a quick look at those results. And if we take a look to the left of the screen, we had Mark Pendlebury in 1st, Dan Slattery in 2nd, maintaining the positions that they started in. Jeff Sharp moved up a position from 4th to 3rd, and Jamie Nicholson came home 4th, having moved down from his qualifying position of 3rd. Axel Edwards doesn't tell the whole story, started 5th, finished 5th, but did a great job to fight back. The big mover of the day, Anthony Tuggy Marriott, started in 10th, moves up to 6th. Great job there. James Hurlo dropped a position, finishing in 7th. Then Everson did exactly the same thing and dropped a position, finishing in 8th. Richie Bowen started 11th and finished 9th. We then have Brian Dodd, who started 9th and finished 10th. Morris, he came home in 11th, having started 12th, and unfortunately dropping down to 12th from 8th position was Travis Dorado. Hello and welcome back for the feature race with mandatory pit stop. Unfortunately, my Race Labs has decided to mess around the grid order, so I'm going to have to go off car numbers and liveries alone, which, going off of 1st place, the car numbers changed from race 1, so that makes life especially fun. Anyway, in the Day of the Dead themed Renault Clio, we have Travis Dorado lining up in 1st with the number 69 machine of Richie Bowen. Wasn't going to forget that one. Then in 3rd place we have Brian Dodd, followed by Axel Edwards in 4th. We then have Jamie Nicholson lining up in 5th with Steve Everson in 6th place. In 7th, that looks like it's Anthony Tuggy Marriott. Then we have... oh god, who on earth's that? Sorry, James. It's James Hurlo. I knew I recognised that livery, mainly from Steve's posts. Then we have the number 19 car of Jeff Sharp, and then that is followed by Dan Slattery, Mark Pendlebury, and Josh Morris bringing up the rear. The revs rise, and they're off. Looks like Dorado's made a very good start there. Sharp looking like he's made a good start there as well, as he sends it up the inside of Marriott. Got Pendlebury and Slattery looking quite close at the back there as well. They turn into turn one. Looking like we've got round there nice and tidily. 2 races in a row, no turn one incidents. Impressive stuff from the Evo Sim roster here today. Jeff Sharp right up Everson's arse. Into turn 3 they go. Oh, and the race director really is determined for no contact to be seen. And here they come, steaming down to turn 4. I've just realised I've not turned my race labs back on as I've continued this video. I've also realised that, like the fool I am, I didn't have audio for the actual race on. Oh, and that's Edwards going down into the gravel. Some people talk about the racing on the first lap. I talk about my failures in recording this video. Let's see how they get on here. Sharp leading a gaggle of cars there. We've got the 11 of Brian Dodd up the inside. Marriott running a little bit wide there, is he? No, he's got judged that to perfection. Marriott looking to send it too wide with Dodd. He's done that successfully. Pendlebury and Slattery looming behind. There's a good battle for the lead there as well. Richie Bowen up the inside of Dorado. Going through that last corner. Oh, looks like Pendlebury's got a good run there on Dodd. Indeed he does. Looks like he's going to sweep round the outside along the main straight. We have the number 7 car there of Marriott. Up the inside of Hurlo, onto the brakes. Oh, never mind, says the race director. Everson and his livery has taken him in. More side-by-side action there, this time with Everson and Bowen. Looks like we've got Pendlebury up the inside of Hurlo there. He's also up the inside of Marriott and looks like he's going to get a 2 for 1 there. Still they remain side by side. Everson, Bowen and Sharp going through there, nice and close as well. Look at that absolute gaggle of cars. Slattery making a move. Oh, there's a bump there. That Bowen going up Marriott's chuff. We also had Dorado off there as well. Nicholson's gained quite a lead there as Sharp sends it up the inside of Everson. There's a puff of tyre smoke. Everson runs a little bit wide. Bowen dives to the inside as well. Oh, that looked close. Almost death for Sharp there, and Pendlebury's getting involved as well. Is that 3 wide? Not quite. Could be now though. I remember this. Bowen shouted 3 wide. I bailed because I was scared. And here they go then through that last corner. Let's see what happens. Bowen right up close behind Everson. Pendlebury dives out. Bowen's got nowhere to go. Pendlebury's blocking it off. Is he going to get a 2 for 1 here? Let's see. Everson hangs it round the outside. Bounces on the curbs a little bit. Holds the position well. Sharp making his bid for freedom there. Slattery getting involved now as well. And we've also got Marriott alongside Dodd. This is an exhilarating opening few laps. I haven't had to cut to skip to something more exciting yet. Up to AMG GT or ART or whatever this corner was called. Oh, that's Everson that's run wide. Was he out there by himself or was he pushed? Looks like we could be calming down a little bit though. Slattery is right on the back bumper of Pendlebury there. Looks like Pendlebury's run a little bit wide there. Nicholson is rejoining. What's happened there? We now jump on board with Everson in another classic camera view. This is the spiderweb under the spoiler view. We've got Dorado there closing in his Day of the Dead livery. It's a cracking looking livery, that. Absolutely in love with it. Looking at the inside into turn 4. He slides up there. We've also got Edwards. Oh, it was close. But Everson holds on to the points from 6th place. That's not what I meant to say. Edwards up the inside, is he, of Dorado? Not quite. He is now. Will he make it stick? Looks like he will as Dorado runs quite wide there. Marriott looks like he's going to get involved as well here. Indeed he is. I know what you're thinking. How long will he persevere with this camera angle? We've got a battle of Everson, Edwards, Marriott and Dorado behind. Coming through Power Horse here. Another fantastic corner name at the Red Bull Ring. Oh, Everson's run wide. Oh, he's left, he's right. And oh, he's into Tuggy, who flies out, unfortunately, into the barriers. Going to make use of those escape routes. That's right, it's back. Spider view. So a little bit wide through Power Horse here. Everson just catches the rear. Oh, and yeah, there was the contact with Tuggy. Oh, well, I tell you what, that camera view has panned out far better than I was expecting it to there. It somehow managed to keep all the exciting things in frame. We've even got Morris coming up the inside there. Taking a look back at the battle for 4th, and we've got Nicholson and Bowen there. Nicholson looks to the outside. Bowen, intelligent driving there from Bowen, stopped it on the apex, stopping Nicholson from getting the switch back, keeping him on the outside. Now they're dragging it down to turn 4. Who's going to be latest on the brakes here? It's Nicholson. I think Bowen may have let him have that one. And for the second lap running, these guys are having a drag down to turn 4. Funnily enough, Tuggy likes having a drag down to turn 4 as well. It's a long enough straight for it. Bowen keeps his nose on the inside there. But I think Nicholson has retained the position. Been some impressing. There's been some impressive showings from Richie Bowen on his return to the series, and this is certainly one of them. Taking a look back here at the battle for 6th place between Dorado and Hurlo. Dorado's showing in this race much improved on that first sprint race. Hurlo looking to send it around the outside. Will he get the cut back between Power Horse and turn 7? He doesn't, but the pressure is certainly mounting here. Edwards also looking to close the gap here and make it a 3-way battle. Dorado going defensive. Up to Jochen Rindt. Who's going to be latest on the brakes here? Oh, there's a little bit of argy-bargy there. Oh, and Dorado goes in for a... Well, I was going to say it was a non-consensual pit stop, but he didn't make it there. Into the barriers he went, unfortunately. We join Everson and Marriott here. Looking like it's getting quite tight here. I have to say, Marriott's line through that turn 7 has afforded him a really good slingshot on a couple of occasions now, and it's put him right on the bumper of Everson here. Oh, and he dives into the pits there, Marriott. Gonna try and get the jump on him that way. So we rejoin the leaders here. Slattery looks like he's got a good run on sharp there. He does. He dives to the inside, meaning he'll have the inside line for turn 1. Oh, with that overlap, he may have the job done before turn 1. Not quite, though, as they hit into the braking zone. Yes, that's right, they do enter the braking zone. Moving a few laps on here, and Pendlebury has now closed the gap to Sharp. Slattery making his escape. Both of these two yet to stop. Oh, and that's both of them into the pit lane, and let's see how this pans out. Well, as we've got a battle here, we'll stick with this pit stop. It's a fantastic camera angle. My favourite way of watching racing is just seeing the top half of the cars. They both pit in. Oh, and they're both reversing. Pendlebury's in a different postcode to his pit box there. Looks like Sharp will get the jump there. Oh, he's changed some tyres. Oh, and the cameraman decides, or the race director decides that the leader is far more exciting. And there we go, confirmation. Sharp comes out ahead of Pendlebury. He's opened that gap up a little bit. Let's see if he can maintain that. So let's have another quick look at that. These expert sim racers there. They both come in. They they both find reverse gear. Sharp there with his invisible pit crew changing those tyres. Richie Bowen comes smashing through both of them. Here they come then. Pit stop twins. Sharp currently in second. Pendlebury has closed that gap back down though. See how they get on here. Pendlebury taking a wider line through that last corner. Looks like he might have a bit of a run on Sharp here. Clips the grass a bit. Dives out. Is he going to get the move done here? Looks like he will do. He's got that inside line. Taking a look back at the battle for 9th, 10th and 11th. We've got Dorado exiting the pits. He's got Everson and Dodd closing up behind him quickly here. And Everson takes the position from him, moving up to 9th. Here we go then. Oh, Dodd on the grass. Is that Dorado running a little bit wide? Yes, it is. He's off through the gravel again. And Dodd sneaks up the inside, but Dodd himself has gone wide there. And hey, maybe Dorado was using the gravel to get an extra good line out of turn 7 and through turn 8. He's steaming up. Will he make it before the end of that straight? No, he won't. He dives back in. This is the battle for the final points position. Oh, that's a lovely line through there from Dorado, and he has got quite the run on Dodd here. Back up to 10th he goes. What a battle they are having there. Sharp. Oh, it's cheeky. Looked like he was going to go to the outside. Sends it to the inside. Onto the brakes hard. Oh, he's run wide there. Pendlebury sends it up the inside. That may have been a slowdown. We rejoin the action here on the last lap. This has been a battle that's been raging for a lot of the race. Oh, Dorado's run a little bit wide there. Dodd has got a chance going into the second half of the lap on the last lap. Let's see what happens here. We're at Power Horse for a final time. Dorado holds on to it this time, not going for his trademark really wide line through there. Oh, but he's taken the wide line there, and Dorado... No, you're not Dorado, you're Dodd. Dodd makes it through. 2 corners to go. Will he hold on? Should do at this point. For the final point. Now, in some slightly questionable continuity, we now have Dan Slattery finishing his race here and through the final couple of turns. He has been peerless in this race. Nobody has had an answer for his pace. He's done an excellent job, and the flag flies for Slattery to take what I believe is his 5th win of the season. We can confirm at a later stage, but an excellent drive there from Slattery. Back to the camera angle I wanted, we've got Nicholson crossing the line in 4th place. Rounding the corner there is Richie Bowen, another good result there on his return. Now, what we could do here is wait for every car to come across the line, but I think that would be boring for everyone. Even the crowd, they're not going wild either, as you can see. So, in 6th place, James Hurlow, we had finishing. Then, in 7th, we had Axel Edwards. There's James coming into view now. In 8th, Tuggy. In 9th, it was Everson. Then we had Brian Dodd claiming that final point with Dorado in 11th, and as already mentioned, Josh Morris coming through in 12th. And after an excellent couple of races there, let's take a quick look at the updated standings. So in 1st place remains Dan Slattery on 259, with Mark Pendlebury just 8 points back in 2nd. Jeff Sharp is in 3rd, followed by James Hurlow in 4th. It's a smaller gap back to Anthony Tuggy Marriott on 118, and then an even smaller gap back to 6th placed Steve Everson. Jamie Nicholson missed the first half of the season because he was gallivanting around the outback, but he is slowly dragging himself back up the table on 91 points. We then have Axel on 62 points. And then it all gets a bit tight. We have Paul Nicholson and Josh Morris both on 36 points, then Richie Bowen on 31, with Will Thomas and Brian Dodd both on 24. 14th sees Chris Palmer on 21 points, 15th sees Chris Hulse on 18 points, and in the week that we have had Eurovision, we have Travis Dorado in 16th with Nil Pois. And there we have it. Hopefully you've enjoyed the coverage this week. If not, oh well, it's probably not going to be me doing it again. So, yes, join us for the next video highlights. That will be of the Toyota GR86s at Summit Point Raceway. And a heads up for you, there was drama. Ciao!